Once upon a time, there's a brave girl named Jian who's in a really sticky situation. A villain, a sniper with a scary gun, is trying to catch her. But Jian, she's not one to just sit and cry. She gets super creative and sticks bits of a broken mirror to a broom. This way, she can peek at the villain without him seeing her. It's like the most intense game of hide and seek you can imagine. One day, the villain tries to hit the mirror with a bullet, but he misses and hits the wall instead. Jian sees this mistake as her golden ticket. She climbs on a big, cold fridge, getting ready for a jump that could be straight out of a superhero movie. The villain is scratching his head, totally confused about Jian's next move. Then, Jian leaps. She flies through the air, dodges a bullet, and lands safely. Under a sofa, she finds a big, scary gun. It's her turn to fight back. The gun is so powerful it nearly knocks her over, but she manages to hit the villain's van. Kaboom! But let's hit the pause button and go back a bit. Jian has an uncle, Jin-man, who's been gone for ages, like 8 whole years. He finally comes home, but then Jian's grandma dies. Uncle Jin-man wants to solve a mystery about her death, but this makes Jian's dad super mad. During all this drama, Jian's mom sends her off with Uncle Jin-man because Jian is being a bit too lively. While they're away, Uncle Jin-man gets a call that seems super important. He tells Jian to keep the door locked tight and only open it if his friend can guess the answer to a riddle. A stranger comes, but he can't guess the riddle. Then, out of nowhere, Honda, Uncle Jin-man's friend, comes to the rescue. Honda can't talk, so he writes down the riddle's answer for Jian. Just when they think they're safe, another villain comes knocking. Honda hides Jian in a room, but Jian, curious as ever, peeks out and sees something shocking. The villain, Sang-jo, attacks Honda really badly. And guess what? Sang-jo is the same sniper Jian faces off with later. In her escape adventure, Jian dodges more danger but gets hit by a van. Even then, she doesn't give up. She ends up in a hospital, overhearing cops talk about her parents' troubles. In a really sad turn of events, Jian learns that her mom and dad are gone, all while she and her uncle Jin-man were away. Picture Jian in a hospital, having a nightmare that's too real. She dreams of a hyena with a hand in its mouth. A scary reminder of a terrible thing she saw happen to Honda, her uncle's buddy. Waking up, everything looks okay, but danger is closer than it seems. The same bad guy who tried to get her before is back, creeping around. But Jian is clever. She tricks him by making her bed look like she's still in it, while she's actually hiding somewhere else. With nowhere else to feel safe, Jian sneaks into a chilly place, a freezer where people who have died are kept. And there, in the cold and quiet, she finds her mom. Even though her mom can't respond, just being near her makes Jian feel a little better. Then, like something out of an action movie, Uncle Jin-man comes to the rescue. The bad guy doesn't stand a chance with Uncle Jin-man around, and Jian is safe once more. After this scary experience, Uncle Jin-man decides it's time for Jian to start a new chapter with him in the countryside. Life changes for Jian. She has to carry her own weight and learn to stand on her own 2 feet. When she falls down, Uncle Jin-man doesn't rush to pick her up. He tells her he can't replace her parents, teaching her a hard but important lesson about independence and resilience. At night, Uncle Jin-man is filled with sorrow, blaming himself for the pain and loss Jian has endured. He punishes himself, thinking he's responsible for everything bad that has happened. Jian, because of all the trauma, finds speaking, reading, and writing really hard. Words just don't come out the way they should, and her memory isn't what it used to be. This struggle is a result of all the scary and heartbreaking things she's gone through. After school ends, Uncle Jin-man often arrives late to pick up Jian, while other kids leave with their parents right away. Sometimes Jian waits in the rain and doesn't want to get into the van when he finally comes. It feels like they're just 2 strangers living in the same house, not talking much. One day, Jian needs a protractor but can't ask for it out loud, so she leaves a note on the fridge for Uncle Jin-man. The next day, she finds money next to her note, stuck with a magnet on the fridge. From then on, they start communicating through notes. Uncle Jin-man reads Jian's notes and gets her what she needs. A scary incident happens at school. Some boys lock Jian in the basement. She's terrified, especially when she thinks she sees a hyena with a hand in its mouth. like in her nightmares. She can't open the door, but then she finds her voice and screams for Jin-man. He rushes over, breaks the lock with a hammer, and rescues her. Jian first hugs him, then asks why he didn't come sooner. This moment helps Jian find her voice again, and she starts spending more time with Jin-man. Later, Jian has a big problem. After defending herself against a creep, she calls Uncle Jin-man, but a police officer answers and says, Jin-man has died. This news makes Jian very sad. On her way to the police station, she talks with the driver, an old friend of Jin-man, who offers to help with the funeral. At the police station, they show Jin-man's body. She notices something strange about a cut on his neck. The staff explain it looks like Jin-man killed himself, and the security footage shows no one else entering his house. When they put his body back in the cold room, Jian sees a tattoo on Jin-man's arm. After a long and sad day, Jian goes to get a picture of Jin-man for the funeral. She meets an old friend of his, Bai Zhongmin, at Jin-man's place. Zhongmin helps her with the picture and shares memories of working with Jin-man on a website. The funeral is hard for Jian. Some people there say mean things about Jin-man, suggesting he was in a gang or spying. They also talk about how quiet Jian is about everything, but Zhongmin supports her, being a good friend in this tough time. At Jian's place, she's hit by a wave of memories of her uncle Jin-man talking to her. Suddenly, she starts to cry, puzzled about why he would choose to end his life. Just then, Zhongmin walks in. Jian wants him to stay close, so she falls asleep leaning on him. Waking up, Zhongmin hands her an old cell phone he found while tidying up. Jian wonders why her uncle kept this old phone when he had a new one. A message appears on the old phone, saying someone has deposited 70 million won for something they bought. Another alert shows Jin-man had a whopping 18 billion won in his account. Jian is stunned. She questions Zhongmin if selling hoses could earn so much money. They check the hose selling website Zhongmin made for Jin-man and realize something's off. Making so much money from hoses just doesn't add up. Zhongmin digs into the website's coding and discovers the site supposedly selling farming supplies is actually covering for a secret site. This hidden site deals in illegal weapons on the dark web. The name of this site matches the tattoo on Jin-man's arm. As they investigate, they receive a frightening message from the buyer. Jian replies that the shop is now closed and she'll return the money. But the buyer's response implies that if she's replying, it means Jin-man is no more, and she's next. Zhongmin quickly shuts down the computer, trying to reassure Jian it's probably just a bluff. Then, the doorbell rings. A woman, So Min-hee, introduces herself as Jin-man's Chinese tutor and asks to meet Jian. Feeling wary of everyone, Jian decides not to let her in. It turns out to be a smart move because Min-hee has a gun in her bag. Zhongmin later discovers more about the dark website. It's a secretive community where each member has a unique code. Red code members are hitmen dealing in weapons. Purple code is for spies trading in gadgets and secretive tools. Yellow code members clean up after crimes, equipped with everything needed to erase traces. Green code, however, remains a mystery. In the world of Merthelpwa-Beastie, everyone who joins gets a special code. But there's one golden rule: never attack anyone with a green code. If someone does, all code members must defend the green-coded person. Only 2 people have this rare green code: Jin-man, Jian's uncle, and Jian herself. One day, Jian's house suddenly shakes like it's in the middle of an earthquake. Jian and Jiangmin rush to see what's happening and find out a drone is attacking their house. Luckily, Jin-man had prepared for such dangers by installing bulletproof windows. Just when Jian and Jiangmin think they're safe, the drone breaks the window with explosives and chases them inside. Jian uses her slingshot to fight back, and they even use a cupboard door as a shield. But the drone is too strong and keeps attacking. Right when they're in the most danger, Min-hee shows up. She had said she was Jin-man's Chinese tutor, but now she's here saving them with a gun that shoots out a sound wave, stopping the drones. But then, she surprises Zhongmin by checking something on his wrist and makes him pass out. When she checks Jin's wrist, she finds out Jin is a green code. Min-hee tells Jin she's there to protect her, not to harm her. But their safety is short-lived as they're attacked again by a sniper, the same one from Jin's earlier encounters. Min-hai proves she's on Jian's side by sharing secrets only someone close to Jin-man would know. She also reveals she has both red and purple codes, which means she's both a protector and a spy. However, their troubles aren't over yet. Outside, a group led by Mr. Kim, who's ready to break the rules for a big reward, prepares to attack Jian. Inside, Sang-jo is closely watching Jian's every move. When another drone enters, Min-hai fights it off with a gas bomb and gunfire. Sang-jo manages to injure Min-hai, but Jian can't reach for a gun without being seen by the sniper. Remembering Jin-man's advice, Jian looks for a blind spot. She finds it by tying broken glass to a broom and searching around the window. Finally, she spots the blind spot, jumps from the fridge, and narrowly misses a bullet. Showing her cleverness and bravery, Jian finds a surprise under the sofa. Not the pistol she was looking for, but a hidden rifle. Min-hai quickly teaches her how to use it. Jian tries shooting at the sniper, but the recoil is too much for her, causing her to miss her target, Sang-jo. Meanwhile, more attackers led by Mr. Kim arrive. Ready to strike, they start shooting, but Min-hee defends them, using the sofa for cover. She quickly deals with one attacker who gets too close. Min-hai realizes they're up against not just Sang-jo, but Mr. Kim's whole group. She directs Jian and Jong-min to escape to a secret storage room through a hidden door in the workroom. Protecting themselves with a bulletproof door, they move towards the storage room. Sang-jo tries to hit them again, but Min-hee shoots at his van, neutralizing his driver. Reaching the storage room, Jian faces a locked door that requires a pin. Remembering Jin-man's hint to use her student ID number, she successfully unlocks it. They enter a room that turns out to be the hidden shopping center of Mirthelp. Back in the warehouse, Min-hee fights off Mr. Kim's crew in the dark, using her knowledge of the area to defeat them one by one. Mr. Kim tries to reveal her position by letting sunlight in, but Min-hee manages to overcome all obstacles and finally defeats Mr. Kim in a close combat, using a poisoned knife. Inside Mirthelp's shopping center, Jian and Jong-min encounter Brother, a masked boy who unexpectedly confronts them. Instead of handcuffing Jong-min as instructed, Jian neutralizes Brother. They discover surveillance footage of Jian's regular spots. Suspecting Brother of spying, Brother claims he's working for Jin-man, raising Jian's suspicions. Jong-min finds a way to light up the area, causing Brother to ask for the lights to be turned off due to his sensitivity. Jian hesitates, filled with doubts, while Brother tries to explain his side of the story, leaving Jian to ponder what to believe. Brother starts to tell his story, but Jong-min doesn't trust him. He thinks Brother is just acting sad to make Jian feel sorry for him. While looking around, Jong-min finds a big computer server. Suddenly, Brother gets out of the handcuffs, tricks Jian into standing in a certain spot, and then opens a trapdoor under her feet, trapping her in a room below. Brother then puts on glasses that let him see in the dark, finds Jong-min, and uses a shock weapon to knock him out. When Jong-min wakes up, he's tied up and can't move. Through a camera, Brother tells Jian to look in a drawer, where she finds a book that says she's now in charge of Mirthelp, the secret website. After Jin-man's passing, the book tells her she has to take care of a lot of things now. Brother says he'll listen to her since she's the new boss. Jian tells him to let her out, and when she gets out, she makes Brother untie Jong-min. After being freed, Jong-min wants to hit Brother, but Jian wants to hear him out. Brother then uses a pole to keep Jian away and says that Jin-man's death wasn't a suicide. He tries to convince Jian that Jong-min, who's been with her through all this, couldn't have done it. Jong-min says he even helped her once when she was locked in a schoolroom. Jian is confused about who to believe. Brother says there's camera footage showing Jong-min at Jin-man's house when he died. Jian thinks back to when Jin-man taught her about responsibility, like when she wanted to adopt a stray cat but had to understand the consequences. In the end, Jian decides to trust Jong-min over Brother. She asks Brother for more supplies for Min-ai before letting him go, but as Brother leaves, Jong-min hugs Jian and then gives her a sedative shot, making her pass out. He admits he was the one who locked her in the school basement long ago. Jong-min then starts telling Jian about his past, revealing he wanted to be a hacker and found out about Mirthelp's dark dealings. After telling a friend about hacking into Mirthelp, they were surprised to find a dangerous man, Lee Jong-han, waiting for them at home. Jong-han found out that Jin-man had hacked into the Mirthelp website. He asked Jong-min to hack into it again to show what he could do. Jong-min did it. But then a bad guy from Babylon, the twin, got rid of Jin-man's friend because he wasn't useful to them anymore. Jong-min got a job at Jin-man's place and used a special pen with a camera to record everything. One day, he hacked into Mirthelp again and got its secrets. When Babylon thought Jong-min wasn't useful anymore, they planned to get rid of him. But Jong-min had a plan to trick them into thinking he could still help by going after Jin-man. Jong-min made a fake sound clip that made it seem like Jin-man was in trouble. He hoped this would make Jin-man do what Babylon wanted. After Jin-man tried to save him, Jong-min found Jin-man in a very bad situation in the bathtub, trying to make it look like he had hurt himself to protect Jian. Jin-man was really sad when she saw the video of her uncle. She told Jong-min she didn't call her uncle like the sound clip said. Jong-min showed her how he made her voice sound real in the fake clip. But then, Jin-man laughed and told Jong-min that he was in trouble with Babylon too, for finishing his job and causing trouble. Jin-man told Jong-min that Babylon didn't care about hurting anyone, even if it meant hurting her uncle. Jong-min got scared and thought about doing something very bad, but Jin-man was quick and stopped him, then hid in the shopping center. Now, Jong-min was looking for Jian, who couldn't find any weapons to protect herself. Remembering what her uncle told her about using whatever she could find, Jian used cleaning liquid and a rope to trick Jong-min. She made him slip and caught him in the rope, then tied him up and showed him how angry she was for everything he had done. Brother gives Min-hai a first aid kit and starts looking for hidden spots in the wall by tapping on it. He tells Min-hai that Jin-man had prepared the house for safety because he knew trouble might come. Brother finds hidden weapons and a lot of bullets behind a wall, all set up by Jin-man for emergencies. Meanwhile, the bad guys from Babylon send more people to catch Jian, but this time, they want her alive. They bring a robot dog with a camera and weapons to find Jian. The robot moves fast towards the house. Min-hai tries to stop it with her gun, but the robot is quick. Just as Min-hee is about to get rid of the robot, other bad guys start shooting at her. Brother quickly locks the metal doors to keep them safe. Min-hai manages to knock down the robot. The bad guys make a hole in the door and throw gas inside, but Brother and Min-hai are ready with masks and don't get hurt by the gas. When the gas is gone, Brother opens the door again. Min-hai uses a bright bomb to blind the bad guys and then fights them one by one. Jian comes to help with 2 grenades, and they use them to cause a big explosion. But one bad guy, Kuma, survives and attacks Jian. Suddenly, someone else comes and saves Jian by taking down Kuma. This hero is Pazin, Jian's martial arts teacher and an old friend of Jin-man. Jian is so happy to see him, but Pazin tells her they need to hurry because another bad guy, Bale, is coming. The story then goes back 14 years to when Jin-man was working with Babylon. During a mission, Bale did something terrible by hurting civilians. Jin-man's friend saw it, but then Bale's friend took care of him to keep it a secret. Jin-man figured out what happened and wanted to tell the authorities, but his boss told him it would make their team look bad. Yong-han told Jin-man he would make sure Bale wouldn't be part of any more missions. But then, there was a big mission, and Yong-han had to let Bale join. They thought there were no civilians around, so it seemed safe. But Bale ended up hurting a group of girls who were trapped by bad people. While setting up explosives, Jin-man found one more person who was still okay, Min-hai. He tried to help her get out without anyone noticing. But Bale found them, and Jin-man and Bale ended up in a big fight. Jin-man told Min-hai to run away by herself. The fight was tough, and it looked like Bale might win. But then, Min-hai came back and helped Jin-man by shooting Bale in the eye. They fought back together, got away from Bale, and left the building right before it blew up. Thinking Bale was gone for good, Jin-man then said that Bale had done something brave to cover up what really happened. After that, Jin-man left his tough job and moved to a quiet place. He took care of Honda's younger brother, who everyone calls brother. Somewhere else, Sanjo was surprised when Bale showed up, hurt, but still alive. Bale thought Jin-man had tried to hurt him, so he decided to go after Jin-man's loved ones. Sadly, Bale hurt Jin-man's mom. After her funeral, Jin-man got a call saying Bale was still around. He told Honda to keep Jin safe while he tried to deal with it. It turned out that Bail and Sanjo were behind the hurt done to Jin-man's brother and his wife. When Jin-man saved Jin, he ran into Bail, but they managed to get away because of a crowd. Jin-man had to choose between going after Bail or keeping Jin safe, and he chose Jin. Pazin and Jin are in a room, taking care of Minhai who's hurt. At the same time, Jongmin wakes up and gets out of his ties. Since he can't use the elevator, he decides to stay where he is and tries to hack into the Mirthelp website. He wants to show the bad guys at Babylon that they need him. Pazin thinks they should go to the shopping center. Brother tells them that Jin-man made some traps in the house. The shopping center needs someone in charge all the time. If there's no manager, everything stops until it can start again. They have a little over 20 hours until this happens. Suddenly, they realize someone is messing with the website. Then, the robot dog turns back on and makes brother pass out with a loud noise. Out of nowhere, a car crashes into the house. It has the twin bad guys and Sang-jo inside. Pazin fights the twins and wins, even though it's 2 against 1. Meanwhile, Sang-jo is surprised by Ji-en, but he beats her. Brother tries to help, but Sang-jo fights him off too and hurts him badly. Ji-en finds a gun in the warehouse. When Sang-jo finds her, she points the gun at him. He admits he hurt her parents. But then, Jongmin comes out with his gun, angry and ready to fight the bad guys. But he can't match a real fighter like Sang-jo, who ends the fight quickly. After that, Ji-en goes to the shopping center. With Sang-jo following her, they have a big showdown, and Ji-en tries to hit him with a forklift. But Sang-jo gets away. Ji-en has Sang-jo right where she wants him, with her gun pointed at him. But instead of just shooting him, she decides to light the gasoline near him on fire. Sang-jo catches fire, but the water from the sprinklers puts it out quickly. He's hurt, but still tries to fight back. Ji-en doesn't hesitate this time and shoots him right in the forehead, ending the fight for good. It turns out brother wasn't hurt as badly as we thought, because he was wearing a bulletproof vest. Pazin then takes care of the twin bad guys and makes sure Minhee is safe. Even though Jongmin messed with the computer server, brother gets everything under control again. But their problems aren't over yet. More bad guys are coming. With brother's help, Ji-en makes a strong point by putting Sang-jo's head on a stick to scare them off. She then talks to them through the speaker system. She offers them a deal: leave peacefully and get some rewards, or stay and face her wrath. The bad guys think it over and decide it's better to take the deal and leave. Pazin goes back inside to check on Minhai, but she's not moving. Meanwhile, Ji-en looks at the mess all around her house and starts to cry because of everything that's happened. Just then, a bus shows up, making her think there's more trouble, but it's actually just the cleaning crew coming to clean up the mess. While they're cleaning, Ji-en sees a car coming. She's surprised to find it's Jin-min's friends who had helped at his funeral. They have someone with them who's hurt. It's Jin-min himself, still alive. The story ends with Jin-min smiling at Ji-en, and she smiles back, feeling happy and surprised at the same time.